Immerse yourself in the profound insights offered by Father Chuck Belmonte as he delves into daily reflections on various gospel passages from the Bible.
Did God choose me, and for what? God chose us in Him before the creation of the world to be holy and blameless in His sight. In love, He predestined us for adoption to sonship through Jesus Christ, in accordance with His pleasure and will. Ephesians 1:4-5. In the original Greek text, the verb to choose describes the election as a historical fact, fulfilled in God's eternal plan before time had begun, emphasizing the certainty and definitiveness of this divine act from the perspective of eternity. Indeed, the expression "before the creation of the world" further underlines the dimension of the pre-existence and eternity of God's saving plan. This phrase not only indicates temporal precedence to creation, but also points to the immutability and certainty of God's purpose in choosing us. The word used to select, to choose in the New Testament always implies a choice for an end. For example, choosing apostles, choosing sons for God. In this passage, the divine action of choosing is associated with His blessing mentioned in the previous verses. The direct object, us, identifies the recipients of God's election, while the phrase "in Him" specifies the sphere of the election, in Christ. The expression "in Christ" suggests that the election directs all believers corporately to Christ rather than individually. This phrase indicates that Christ is not merely the instrument of election, the one who chooses, but also the destination or realm toward which we are chosen. The election is not abstract, but takes place in Christ. This underscores that the choice of all believers is intrinsically linked to the person and work of Jesus Christ. It is through their identification with Christ that believers are the object of this eternal election, to be another Christ. The verb "to choose" appears in about 22 passages, and always with the nuance of choosing people for a purpose. Underlying all of them is the divine initiative. It was not you who chose me, but I chose you. John 15:16. In Ephesians, the emphasis is on the election of believers in Christ. St. John Chrysostom observes that God has chosen us to be holy and blameless before Him. That is, the divine election entails the call to live a blameless life before God. He adds that God is holy, and therefore we must aim for holiness. This election does not exempt us from moral responsibility. On the contrary, it demands that we respond to God's election with a holy life. And what motivated God to choose me? My merits. God thought of us in Christ from eternity. And before the foundation of the world, God loved us and chose us, see Ephesians 1:4, 1 Peter 1:20, to include us in His family. This election is free grace that engenders holiness. It is God's free and gratuitous initiative before creation. God chose me because He loved me, and His love remains.
I would be delighted to extend an invitation to you once again tomorrow for another insightful reflection on the Gospel by Father Belmonte.